All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I am One Bar with Lupagus.
I need a
Look like you
floss.
have something on your brain.
I have something in my teeth.
That's
Some
disgusting.
ribs.
Get one of those pick things.
Picks. Maybe I will. I'll be flossing after this.
In this episode, we're going to unfairly look back at the 2020 Vikings draft class and grade them a little bit earlier than they probably should be graded.
Yeah, they say it takes 3 years to properly grade a NFL draft class, and it's only been one. But I'm a little spoiler alert. The early returns in this one are pretty positive.
Yeah, let's just say we're going to grade them on their year one performance.
Yeah, and you got to factor in performance, which is key. Production, all has to be factored into this. You got a little bit of potential too, but really looking back mostly on a production basis here.
Yes, before we hop into that, remember, subscribe, like the videos. It's the off season. We're going to be here so often. You're going to get sick of our face.
Jesus, am I going to get sick of being here too?
No, never. Talking Vikings. Do you want to start at the bottom or the top?
Looks like I have like a...
Yeah, I was going to mention that. It looks like you might have like a headband under your hat.
Nothing in there. I don't know what's happening. You know what? Let's start from bottom and work our way up. That's what I like to do when I'm making love.
Let's do this. We're going to do it in order. We will mention some undrafted free agents at the end, but we're sticking strictly to the draft right now. And let's start with our guard that we never got to see, Kyle Hinton, who made the practice squad, and that's all we know of him.
He did. He made the practice squad. He was the second to last pick in the draft. You were beside yourself when he was activated and when he was inactive on game day. I think you took that worse than the death of your grandma.
Yeah. It was a bad day, but we don't really have anything to go off of. All we can really go off of is the fact that the players that played ahead of him were very, 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 very bad, and he still couldn't get active. That's all we got.
It's
fair or not. That's all we got.
He came in raw. He made the practice squad. He did what he was supposed to do. I'm giving him a C. It was a C grade.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to give this guy an incomplete, but that's not fun. I will give him a C- just because he broke my damn heart.
Yeah, he was always going to be a project, so no big surprise. Let's go to the next one. Another round 7 pick, Brian Cole, the safety.
Boy, it's not very fair to give late 7th round guys bad grades. So I feel a little bad about this, but I mean, he got cut. I think he was the first cut of the draft class before anybody got cut. And he's on the Dolphins practice squad now. I give Brian Cole a D. I'm sorry, Brian.
No, he's an F. He didn't even make it to cut day. I think it was like a month away from cut day. He must have just been horrible. Wasted draft pick. This is an F, no doubt in my mind.
Well, it is an F, but he when we drafted him, I was a little excited because when you read up on him, all it said is he's just this big thumper that has no coverage ability, will be a special teamer, gave us false hope. You're right. It should probably be an F. I'm feeling generous right now.
Well, if you're feeling generous, the next guy should be thankful because it's Nate Stanley, quarterback from Iowa, another 7th round pick.
Yes, practice squatter as well. The fact that they kept him and Browning, I'm going to give him a little bit better of a grade than I should. I'm going to give him a D+. They could have just easily just said, you know what, thanks, no thanks, but they kept him around.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a D. I mean, he hung around. He didn't get to do anything, and maybe this is because he didn't get a preseason. If we saw in the preseason do something, maybe we could raise this. He made the practice squad. It's about what was expected of him. So, well done, Nate, for that.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you for the memories. If you had anybody who has Sean Mannion ahead of them, it's not even fair to grade because he's so damn good.
Wow. Did you have straight vodka for dinner or what?
No, I can't drink stuff like that. Another 7th rounder who we never got to see either, who was on the IR, who we both love, Kenny Willekes.
Yeah. I'm going to actually, might not make any sense, but I'm going to give it a C just because he ended up
make sense.
Making the team, getting IR'd, which I was worried he wasn't going to make the team. Kind of a lukewarm preseason there he was having. Looked good a few days, looked bad the others. I would have loved to see him get out there and get a chance because I know he's not the most athletically gifted guy, but he's got to fire up his ass. He works hard. He's a hard worker. That's what people who are hard workers do. They work hard.
Well said.
Yeah. I mean, he comes with that lunch pail mentality, going to work and getting after it. So I would have loved to see him on the field. Too bad he broke his leg or some shit. So I'm gonna give it a C just because he's still here and he's got a chance next year.
Yeah, this is gonna sound horrible, but when he went on the IR, I was actually a little bit excited because I thought we were gonna lose this guy. Maybe if we just flat out released him. We're probably putting a little too much stock in Kenny Willekes, but I look forward to see what he brings next year. The bad part is if he didn't get hurt, he probably would have been out there in the late season. We got Jordan Brailford, freaking Eddie Yarbrough. Kenny Willekes, I'm sure would have been out there and we could have seen him.
Definitely would have been out there. And this pick would have been an A because he would have had about 6 sacks.
Yeah, and I'm going to give Kenny Willekes a C because he gives me a lot of hope for the future.
Hell yes. All right. Going in around 6 now. We're climbing our way up the board here. Josh Metellus, the safety from Michigan. I think he's Josh 9 tackles on the season, right? 9 tackles?
Yeah, 9 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries.
Yeah, where were those? It was going through his stats. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he was pretty much a special teamer, so they were on special teams. So he did what he was supposed to do. He played special teams. For a 6th rounder, what else can you ask for, especially when you got Anthony Harrison Smith out there? Josh Metellus, solid C. Thank you. It's not like he was going to push for any playing time.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give him a C- just because he is a safety, and we had to bring in like George Loca at one point instead of him getting called up. And I know he had a shortened preseason, blah, 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 all that stuff. But, it would have been nice to see him get on the field, especially when the injuries, you're down to nobody. So C+, he did have 9 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, which I don't remember happening. But Josh Metellus, good enough.
All right, next up, big man, practice squatter, Blake Brandel, tackle, guard. They're not really sure where they're going to put him. But I'm actually going to give this one a D. 6th rounder with our offensive line. I gave Kyle Hinton a little bit of a pass because he was so late. But Blake Brandel is just one of those safe kind of generic guys that I thought would add depth, and he couldn't even make the team. Gets a D.
Yeah. You said the Vikings don't know where they're going to put him, but I know where I'm going to put him. Right in the fucking garbage. That's where I'm putting Blake Brandel. Not interested. F. 6th round pick. Yeah, great. You made the practice squad. Not a sniff of the starting lineup on a really shitty O-line. Not a fan. The only thing good about him right now, I'm looking at his picture, and his jersey says Beavs.
I think Willekes needs a hug. So if you could just comment below and just like write hug or something so he knows you're thinking of him. And also, please, someone send him a new winter cap. That thing looks deformed.
I can't find my good one. I got to wear this one. It's puffing out on me.
All right, we're getting into the higher rounds. I promise it's going to get a little better because this is a very good draft class. We got to get the shit rounds out of it. Round 5, unfortunately, it's not going to start here. KJ Osborn, 7 punt returns, averaged 3.9 yards a return, which is about the average size of a man's Peter. He had 14 kick returns, averaged 21.6 yards a return.
The average size of my Peter.
And he had 2 fumbles. So it appears he had 21 touches on special teams, 2 fumbles. Do the math. That's not a very good percentage.
No, and this was a reach when it happened. We hoped that Rick Spielman would be proven right for this reach. No, KJ Osborn, in my book, is the worst pick of the Minnesota Vikings entire draft class. Brian Cole, yeah, he was shit, but you're taking a gamble there at that point. 5th round pick, you could have had some much better prospects here available. You could have taken anybody really. KJ Osborn, he showed nothing. He showed no wiggle, no burst, no nothing. I've been saying it for months. Very disappointed in his performance. I think of all the highly 5th round and up rookies, this is the guy who will not be on the team next year. KJ Osborn is an F.
You know who we could have got?
Who?
John Pinacini. But we didn't. KJ Osborn, yes, unfortunately, he had all the chances to shine back there. So yeah, he gets an F. But remember, these are the first year grades. Next year, we could just be eating our words, begging for forgiveness for KJ Osborn and Brian Cole.
And Blake Brandel.
Blake
Brandel something.
All right, next up, Harrison Hand. What do you got?
Harrison Hand, this is an interesting one. He got in more than many figured he would. He showed why he is Temple tough. A little up and down. What do you have, like 14-ish tackles, something like that? 22? Somewhere in that range?
Harrison Hand ended the season with 17 tackles, and he had an interception. 3 passes.
So 5th round pick, late 5th round pick. Yeah, I'm going to give him a B.
Hell yeah.
Forced in there, he held his own.
Yeah, Harrison Hand, He exceeded expectations for me. My only I thought they were going to maybe mess around with him and try him at safety a little bit more. So I might be getting a little greedy there, but he shouldn't have seen the field with all the injuries and everything what happened. He got out there and he played, I think, better than a 5th rounder. So I'm giving him a solid B+. Harrison Hand, I'm your number one member of your fan club.
Yeah, you are the president, the CEO, the vice president, and the janitor.
Yes, I am. All right, round 4, we got 3 picks. Last pick was Troy Dye. He had 5 starts, 28 tackles, 2 pass defense, and the most generic Walmart attire in the entire league.
Yeah, I had really, really high hopes for Troy Dye. I'm pretty sure I called him the steal of the Vikings draft when we took him. Just how athletic he was at Oregon. And then when Anthony Barr went out, I'm like, okay, Troy Dye time, baby. And Troy Dye time just never really showed up. This guy looks like a mild breeze would blow him over. He looks like a long snapper out there. We've made plenty of fun of him about just doing something with his arms, adding 30 pounds of muscle, getting a hoodie, getting a hat like mine.
No, nobody
get a
wants that.
Band-Aid. I don't care. Put a Band-Aid on your arm. Do something. Draw a picture of a rooster. I don't care. But yeah, his production was not what I expected. So to me, this guy is actually one of the more disappointing picks of the draft. I'm gonna give him a D+.
Yeah, the weird thing with Troy Dye, and maybe I'm way off here, is he didn't seem to really do anything good. He didn't seem to really have any horrible plays. It just seemed like he was never out there, but he actually was.
You know who that sounds like?
Who?
Ben Gideon.
Well, it just, I don't know. You're just kind of invisible out there. So I'm going to give Troy Dye, I'm going to give him a C- just because he's another guy that we were excited when we drafted him, but he really had no right being out there as a rookie with all the crap we had going on at linebacker. He just got forced out there. I still got hope for Troy Dye.
Oh, I do too. I hope I wasn't giving off that vibe that I've given up on.
You've been getting off the vibe that you hate everybody so far.
No, I do have high hopes for Troy still. I was hoping for more in year 1. I do want to see him bulk up, get a little stronger, become more of a thumper, but yeah.
All right, speaking of thumper and humper, James Lynch, defensive tackle from Baylor, 3 tackles, 1 sack.
Yeah, and like it all came pretty much on one play. Beautiful bull rush, by the way. That was one of the most beautiful things I've seen from a D lineman. Just blown by. I think it was the Seattle game. Pushed his guy back into Russell Wilson, got the sack. But that was about it. He's been inactive plenty of times. Couldn't top Shamar Stephen or Jaleel Johnson on the depth chart. He couldn't even get in the game. The final game, meaningless game against the Lions. So James Lynch, I loved your sack, but it's a D for me.
That's a tough one. We share a lot of physical features as far as paleness of our skin and color of our hair. So I am, for that reason alone, going to give him a C-.
Wow.
Thank you, James Lynch. DJ Wonnum, 4th round pick. When he was drafted, I think neither of us were very happy. A lot of Vikings fans weren't happy. A lot of people were wondering why the hell he was going in round 4. But I think he proved enough to prove that he was worth that 4th round pick.
Yeah, 3 sacks on the season. He had the hit against Aaron Rodgers, sealed the win there, which was, to me, that's going to give him above a C grade just for doing that.
That gives him a whole letter grade.
Yeah, it bumps him up into another level. Overall, you would have liked to have seen a few more sacks from him just from the amount he got to play. Again, he's a 4th round pick. I'm going to go with a B here. I was going to maybe do like a C range, but what he did, just giving us that moment against Aaron Rodgers was amazing. And I am very excited for his potential and his future.
Yeah, 8 quarterback hits, 24 tackles, 3 sacks. He is extremely raw still, which I love about him. And I think we're going to see a lot more of him next year. DJ Wonnum, you get a freaking A. What a play. Aaron Rodgers, eat it.
Wow. Bumped him up to the A spectrum.
Hell of a pick. And now it's when it's going to get good. 3rd round pick. Started 10 games, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 1 forced fumble. Cam, the man, Dantzler. Yeah.
The only knock on Cam Dantzler that anybody could possibly make is just how much time he missed. 10 games played. You love to see him in there for all 16. He did have a couple weird injuries. But this guy, he was one of the best corners in the league the last 3 weeks or something like that. How
Sure
far
the
he
hell
came.
was.
He started getting a little bit of a sniffer for the ball, making some interceptions. Hell of a tackler, just like his counterpart, Jeff Gladney. I'm giving A- just because of the games he lost. But other than that, I love where Cam Dantzler is, and I think you can make an argument he is the Vikings Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I get straight up A. We knew we got a little bit of a gift there in round 3, but I would have never expected this. A, done.
Hell yeah, Cam Dantzler. Whew.
Thank you, Cam.
So excited for his second season.
All right, let's go to the big man up front that we chucked at guard. Ezra Cleveland, 9 games started, gave up 5 sacks, had 1 penalty.
Yeah,
in a position that he's never played before in the NFL.
Oh, sounds like you're already making excuses for him.
I'm just saying, we can't be too picky on this one.
Well, I was super excited when he came in. I thought he played really well first couple of games. Then he kind of leveled off, and he's had some. You look at some tape, and it's there's some plays will make you blush. Is what's going to happen. But that's to be expected with the rookie lineman. Ezra Cleveland, he was a second-round pick. You got to factor that in there. Expectations are much higher, but no one really thought we'd see him this year with Riley Reif in tow. So I'm going to give him a B. I'm going to give him a B.
Yeah, I think that's fair. A B. It could have went completely the opposite way. I mean, he could have went in there and just laid a complete freaking turd. And the fact that I think he played fairly average at a position he's never played, B. This is just going to make him more mental tough moving forward. What a gift they gave him as a rookie.
Wow. I think so.
All right, let's go to that beautiful first round of ours. Second pick of the first round was Jeff Gladney, 15 starts, 81 tackles, and unfortunately no interceptions, but he's a good tackler. We know that.
He is, except for the Saints game. Jeff Gladney, he flying in there, hitting some big running backs that are about twice the size of him. You got to love that. He doesn't really seem to care. His coverage was a little bit spotty throughout the season. I want to say it kind of leveled off, but I don't know. He was just kind of up and down the whole year. Personally, I'm more excited about Cam Dantzler than I am Jeff Gladney. Dantzler seems to be picking it up quicker than Gladney did, but I do love Jeff Gladney. I'm gonna give him a B+.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo that. Solid B+. I think I've said it a number of times that I think Cam Dantzler will be the sexier cornerback out there, but I think Jeff Gladney is going to be the one that probably puts in a little more work and does a little more of the dirty work. He doesn't appear to be scared of anybody when it comes to laying a big hit. And yeah, it burns him sometimes, but he's a rookie. He's going to get better, no doubt about it. B+. Let me throw just kind of a not fair question at you. We could have had Antoine Winfield Jr. Would you rather have him?
Yes.
Thank you for your honesty. Let's move on to Justin Jefferson, our first round pick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
know. Are you getting choked up or what?
I don't know if you can give this a letter grade that's high enough. Historic rookie season, 1,400 receiving yards. Not only set the Vikings receiving record in terms of yardage and receptions, set the NFL record since the merger, topping Anquan Bolden. What this kid can do, I mean, he's not just a down the field burner, not a field stretcher guy. He can be that. He can also make tough catches over the middle. He can go up high point of ball when he's being covered. He will fight. He will push. He will scrap for extra yardage. He just plays with a ton of passion, ton of fire, great respect for the game. You know, he has Randy Moss on his shoes. He's going for the record. He knows what's coming before him, and he's setting the bar high for anything that comes after him. Justin Jefferson, absolutely a slam dunk, home run pick, A++++++++.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the league already, and we have Adam Thielen on our team. That's how crazy that is. Whether you like PFF's grading system or not, he was a second best wide receiver in the NFL. Second.
Yeah.
That is not normal. That is not normal as a rookie. Insane. Sky is the limit for this dude. And the best part about him is he's got swagger. Love it. Need a receiver that's got swagger as long as he keeps it in check. So very excited about that.
Well, and you got to factor in too. He was barely used the first 2 games. If the Vikings would have, been throwing the ball his way a little more, I mean, those numbers would be even better. So Yeah, Justin Jefferson. Holy shit. Rick
Well,
Spielman knocked it out of the county.
And he it's not like he came in an easy situation either. He's coming in to replace one of the best receivers the Vikings have had in a number of years with Stephon Diggs, and it didn't seem to bother him one damn bit.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got nuts of gold.
He does. He's got a big old set of gold nuts on him.
All right, let's talk undrafted free agents quick. Who do you got on your list?
Well, there's a couple that stick out. It's your boy Blake Lynch for one. I think he's got some potential. What do you have, about 9-10 tackles on the year? Broke up a pass. The other one is Dan Chisena. I was pretty excited for Dan Chisena to make the team. Just, his story is pretty cool. But boy, I don't know. Not that I would see a little more Matthew Slater out of him. Instead, he looked more like Matthew Mecklin running past the return man about 10 yards. But he does have the speed to come back and get him. So I don't know. I was hoping for one more from Chisena.
Yeah, I mean, they're undrafted free agents. We had 3 of them make the team. Is that good or bad? I don't know. We'll see what the future brings. But Chisena, as long as he can start wrapping those guys up, he'll be good. It was funny when this draft buttoned up and we had our undrafted class come in. Neville Clark, Courtney Davis. We thought we just got the cat's meow. Instead, we got the cat's butthole. None of them made it.
What did happen to Neville Clark? I never did really see.
Nobody signed any of those guys.
Yeah, Courtney Davis. I saw someone else still talking about Courtney Davis. I think it was on one of her videos with a comment. It's like, give it up. He must have really, really sucked.
Well, it is what it is. All right, let's wrap this whole draft class up and give them one grade after year one. What's your overall grade for these guys?
Well, I think when you're going to grade, let's grade the draft class. I got to factor in potential here too, because you're looking at mostly production when we're grading these guys on year one, but it's an A plus. Look at who the Vikings got for starters: Justin Jefferson, Cam Dantzler, Jeff Gladney, Ezra Cleveland, DJ Wonnum potentially. That's 5 starters right there with some probably key backups factored in. Who knows what Troy Dye's future is going to be, but to get that and to get as much production out of all these picks that they had, usually you get this many picks, you got 10 of them are turds, but Rick Spielman, I mean, you can say what you want about him. This guy nailed the draft. Yeah, did he miss out on some positions? Sure, but he got some studs.
Yeah, I give it a very hard set A. These cornerbacks, I mean, Justin Jefferson obviously is the trophy out of this, but those cornerbacks, I think in a couple of years they're gonna be one of the best duos in the NFC.
Yeah, and I think we need to go with the Golden Balls Award.
Hell forward. Yeah! All right, that's our draft class. That's our wrap up. Let us know down in the comments how you grade this draft class and where we were just way off.
You think it would be on Blake Brandel? No,
I think we're pretty close there.
All right. Well, that's the grade in the draft, and here's a little something else you can tell your mom. Synesthesia is a neurological condition that can cause a person to see, smell, and taste music. Oh.